Hi everybody. I am going to start this video by mixing paint for you. A lot of you are always asking, how do I mix my stuff? So I'm just going to start by showing you how simple my recipe is. And those of you who watch me a lot, you're probably thinking, none of this looks like Ann Osborne. I am using, well, this is MDF, and then for my base, instead of my Dutch Boy white that I always use, I'm using Unbleached Titanium, Artist Loft, which I did add a smidge of white to, but it's, yeah, I'm not sure if I'll like it, but I felt like trying something different. And then Artist Loft Copper and Grumbacher Naples Yellow, Grumbacher Vermilion, Mystery Red, but not the same Mystery Red. That one's deeper. That's a different one. And this is a Mystery Blue. It was, Ultramarine and Payne's Gray and Iridescent Medium. But I just added, I had a little bit of Prussian blue left. So I tossed it in there. And this is Grumbacher Phthalo Gold. So this is a 5.5 ounce cup, which you can find on my Amazon link. It does come with a lid. So I don't measure anything. So I don't know how much is in there, but you can see, not a lot. And I am going to cover it with Floetrol. So I don't know how much Floetrol I just added, but you can see kind of maybe half. So probably, I don't know, I wouldn't say I added 50%, but 40 maybe, but I pour it and I cover that layer. So that's how I eyeball it, is so that if I look into it, I can see a little bit of the gold, but not much. So then stir, stir, stir. I chose to mix the Grumbacher on camera because it always mixes easily. Artist Loft, which is Michael's brand, can be quite chunky and sometimes needs like 24 hours to rest for those clumps to work their way out. But Grumbacher is so smooth and nice. It's real easy to mix. Grumbachers are. So I guess, you know, people have asked what's the difference, and since I don't paint traditionally, it's hard to tell, but it's much easier to mix and the colors are deeper. So I'm just going, oh, let me show you. So this is how it is right now. Thick. So I'm just going to add a little bit of water. So, and then stir. And like right at the second it seems, oh my gosh, I have way too much water. But just stir it in. It is much easier to add more water than to add paint. Okay, so now it is, you can see it's thinner, but it's still not flowing off of the bamboo stick. This is also on Amazon. I buy them in a pack like this. This is 200 pieces, and they are these kind of look like 10-inch ones, 9-inch, 7, I don't know, it's on my list. But these are great, and they're kind of shiny, so when I'm done with this, I'll just wipe it with a paper towel, and I can keep reusing the same one. So the only reason I went through my last batch faster was because I got lazy and was throwing them away, which is bad. The environment, bad for everything. So you can see it's dropping a little bit faster, but I want it to run off this paddle. stir stick, whatever. Mixing golds and metallics is always fun because it's like streaky. So now it is still too thick, but it's almost there. So when I say I don't know how much water, I have absolutely no idea. I guess I could have started with a certain ounce. So now it is, you know, I like it to run freely off of it. So there it is. This one I might have, yeah, that runs the same way. So there's mixing for you. Let me put that away and put that to the side, move my water. So I dumped a bottle of water in my car today. That was a mess, which I'm going to take a drink of now. Because boy, that worked up a sweat mixing that paint. Now I'm looking at this unbleached titanium though, and there's not a lot of difference between that and the Naples yellow and the gold. But I'm still gonna, I'm gonna see how it goes. So I'm going to do an open, well, yeah, an open cup pour, which often upsets people because it starts off, well, these colors it won't be, but starts off vivid and then I soften it. So just be aware that what I'm starting with will not be what it will be like in the end. So just if you have to mentally prepare yourself. I hope I mixed up enough of this. I'm not sure. So I'm going to spread it with this just in case. Hopefully it lasts. See, I did all my talking in the intro. Now I have nothing left to say. So just turn on your favorite music or just sit in silence, which I enjoy doing. But yet I'm going to talk to you again right now because I think I've told you guys before how my dad likes silence and my mom likes talking. But my dad on road trips, like even, you know, 12-hour days of driving across country, he doesn't listen to anything. No radio, no audiobooks, nothing. I don't know how he does that. I mean, I appreciate silence, but not while I'm driving. And the only way I now can stay awake driving is podcasts. And then for a while I was walking the dog a lot and listening to podcasts. There was a good one I liked, Yours and Murder. It was two sisters. But I haven't listened to anything lately. I like Mortified too, which is adults reading their diaries from when they were little. And sometimes it's sad, but usually it's always funny. Because the things that, you know, our 13-year-old selves say are pretty funny. I'll go back and read mine sometimes because it's hilarious. Especially the ones when I was really young. You know, big letters. I hate Mom. Okay, I saw something. There's that I saw missed something. I thought there was another thing in here, but I can't see it now. I'm finding it. Let's see. All right, I think I got that all. I have a ton of air bubbles that I can see, so I'm just going to torch those out real, oh man, real fast. All right. So this already looks weird, weird, weird. Yeah, the Naples yellow isn't much darker. That's nice and bright. I like that. Ah, I was like, oh wow, it's stuck, but no, I'm trying to open it from the wrong side. This is one of the few squeegees bottles I have left. I decided not to refill them. I just was not crazy about using them. I don't know why. For the golden at the same time as the copper. Ooh, look at that. I might not do the blue. Kind of liking the monochromatic look. Yeah, I'm not adding the blue, I don't think. Or if I do, it'll be, gosh. Gold. Whoops. So do I add blue? Wow, that's a tough one. I'm not. So now I've got this, and then I'm going to get the colors that are all, I'm gonna use the straw to bring them up to the surface, torch, then I'm gonna go back over it. So this is when people are like, why didn't you just leave it like that? Tilt some of this off. There's a lot on here. So now I'm going to torch. And then I'm going to go back over it with this. Kind of because I call it my tilt and swirl. I'm gonna close these and move them out of my way. See, I just wiped the blue off and it looks blue, but I can, once that dries, well, since it's acrylic and permanent, once that dries, I can mix white with it. So I love those things. Alrighty. I'm going to clean this so if I need it again, it's ready to go. And now for the kind of swirl. So these are the lines that I like. We're like geodes. That's kind of what, those are the, yeah, that's like geode lines. Those are the ones that I really like. But I also, that looks like it needs to be broken up. Same with this. Sometimes you can see there's just a big distinction between the bottom layer and the top, and this kind of breaks down the barriers between the two. I really want it to move, but I don't think it is. a softer edge now. This, see how it's going down? I want it to go up. Let's torch that one, see where I'm at. Alright, so now let change, which means that anything that was going to happen happened. So I'm not going to get any more weird cells popping up. But I do want this up. I wonder. No, that is not working as intended. Alright, so I think that's probably going to stay about where it is. I don't think it has any intentions of moving up how I would like it to. So I believe I am finished. All right. It should be. I think I can just reach out. That part's really pretty. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye. Hey, I'm back. So when the camera's turned off, I decided I did not care for the red part. It just didn't seem to have any shape to it, so to speak. So I ended up scraping the red part off and keeping the part that was up there. And remember, I had very little of the base coat left. So I was smearing it with my hands, trying to get enough of it. And then I decided to make a flip cup with those colors. And then I did add the blue and flipped it. And then I still was not real happy, so then I kind of smoothed it out, which I then was able to get these soft lines. I mean, this is desert. This is like totally a New Mexico, Arizona pour, which is not anything I usually do, but ooh, that looks like a bird with the feather. And then the foot. So yeah, I really ended up liking how it turned out, but it just wasn't doing it that first time. So raise your hand if you knew I was going to come back and change it. Bye.